Greetings and salutations. Slight incident there. On the plus side, my World of Warcraft mug survived. Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, my bowl did not. I got up to go make a coffee before streaming, and the cup just slid off my desk and went and completely destroyed the bowl. So I'm now bowlless. But I am back. I'm Cameron Russmore, by the way. Greetings and salutations. I am Cameron Russmore. I forgot my tagline for a moment there. I've not done Facebook yet. Sorry, I kind of got distracted with making a coffee and forgot to send out my shoutouts to say that I'm live. Not that I feel that Facebook is doing much in the way of favours for me, but you know, hey ho, keep at it. Somebody's bound to pay attention at some point. Hi, Josh, who's watching. How's it going? Also, hi, Micah. How's it going with you as well? Right account and send. Alright, this is session 56 of Pathfinder Kingmaker. I have zero recollection of what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I did not mean to push that button. Close that up. Don't need that. Don't need that. I am not too bad. A bit tired, and I've had a cracking headache all day that's finally started to ease off. So that's a great thing. Right, that can go away. That's not needed either. You can tell how prepared I am. There we go. Oh no, need to flick over to this and flick over to this. Not by getting stuff started for work tomorrow. Cool. Hope it goes well. So yeah, one of the things that I'd like to sort of like start announcing is in cooperation with. I am going to be doing a thing with Manapot Studios, so another Twitch channel. If you're interested in actual play of role-playing games, I highly recommend that you check them out. They play a variety of games. I bent my microphone and I don't know. Yeah, there we go. And so it's looking more and more likely the longer that I talk to them about it. Yesterday I was like, maybe I shouldn't say too much, but going to be running a game. I am going to be the GM. It's going to be a Starfinder game. It's going to be the Adventure Path Fly Free or Die. And I am going to be basically running that over on the Manapot Studios channel on a Mondays. Unfortunately, that does mean that my Cyberpunk 2077 stream is probably going to have to either go on hiatus or I'm going to have to move it somewhere. But the Monday was the only day that I felt that I could jiggle something around and get this project moving sooner rather than later. Once it gets closer to the time, I'll actually put a Nightbot command in there to basically mention where I'll be and what I'm doing. But I would very much like for everybody to join. We're going to be seeing the likes of Crit Commissions doing the artwork and also one of the players. JStation64, who often appears in chat, he's going to be another one of the players. One of the individuals who runs Manapot Studios, Krifu, he is going to be also a player. And a fourth person that I'm not yet familiar with in any way, shape, or form, so can't comment. It's one of Krifu's associates, friends, peopleage. What am I doing? What do I have to do? Chase my shadow. Find the ogre foes follower in the Valley of Dead. I don't really care about that excessively. I'll wait for the conclusion. I mean, I suppose I could go off and do this. But it's like a couple of days. How am I... I've just remembered. 21 days until that's done. Okay. Probably best if I set off sooner rather than later for this. Nope, cancel. I want to go to the market square. And get rid of some of this stuff. So yeah, to a certain degree, you know, we've not yet exactly determined a start date for the Starfinder stream over in Manapot. We've got a soft date of 24th of May, but to a certain extent, that largely depends on the players' schedules. Because for me, I've just got to stop doing my Cyberpunk one, and that's it. That's my schedule cleared up, and I can do that pretty much any time I want. And then before all of this, I want to sit down and get to know the players that I don't really know, make sure that everybody gels well together as a group. It's one of them things when you're bringing people together for the first time, there's always this shadow of doubt, paranoia in your mind that somebody's not going to get along with somebody else. And, you know, if you ever go out looking for a tabletop game, it's like there are people that you're not going to get along with. That's not to say that they're terrible people. That's not to say that you couldn't get along with them outside of the situation. But at the same token, you know, if you're after a very combat-orientated, happy-go-lucky, nothing too serious game, and everyone else at the table is like super serious, remains in character all of the time, and you know, is very focused on how the role-playing is going to go and how the tactics of the combat is going to work out. There can be a little bit of friction there. Again, you know, there's nothing wrong with the playstyle, and to be fair, I kind of like adapting my playstyle to suit either a little bit, but at the same token, you know, push it one way too far from what you want, and, you know, the game just doesn't... I've just remembered I was supposed to take somebody with me. Can I do this easily from here? Amory, you get left behind. I need to level up an Inquisitor. Go with the skills that they've got. Hiya. What other choices? Power attack. Yeah, take power attack. Why not? Teamwork feat. Ooh. There's nobody else. Oh no, the Inquisitor has a special ability, don't they? Where it's all like... Solo tactics. At third level, if all the Inquisitor allies are treated as... If they possess the same teamwork feat as the Inquisitor for the purpose of determining whether the Inquisitor receives a bonus from her teamwork feats, her allies do not receive any bonuses from these feats unless they actually possess the feat themselves. The allies' positioning and actions must meet their prerequisites for the teamwork feat for the Inquisitor to receive the listed boons. Okay, so yes, it's a curious one where it's like, you get to take the teamwork feat, and I think that to a certain degree, some of the teamwork feats are really nice. You know, I've got the outflank on a lot of my characters, and that's really nice to have. But at the same token, you know, if your fighter is going down the cleave and the power attack route, they might not find time to dip into that teamwork maneuver. By allowing this ability of sort of like, yep, solo tactics, everybody gets access to the teamwork feats. Then, you know, or you get access because your allies are in the right position. It kind of helps a little bit with making them useful. Oh god. Spells. Here, have a resist energy communal. Why not? And more level ups. So yeah, it's just nice in a way that they've given some degree of flexibility to those. Second level. Remove paralysis. Why not? And burst of glory. Sure. Nope, I need to select Inquisitor before hitting next. So yeah, I was hoping for... Yeah, there we go. Cleave. A first level. The other one's already chosen. Okay. Doom. Sure, why not? And Death Ward. So many levels behind. Yeah, have another point of wisdom. I keep thinking, oh, I'll take Burst of Glory. It's off the end, so it means that everybody's already got it anyway. Stone Skin, sure. What level are we? I didn't think I made it up to 13 yet. Cleaving finish. When you make a melee attack and your target drops below 0 or fewer hit points as a result of your attack, you make a melee attack again using a higher base attack bonus against an opponent within your reach. This can make only one extra attack per round with this feat. So how's that difficult from cleave? As a standard action, you make a single attack bonus at your full base attack. A single attack at your full base attack bonus against a foe within reach. If you hit, you deal damage normally, and you can make an additional attack against a foe that is adjacent to the first and also within reach. You can only make one additional attack per round with this feat. Isn't there Greater Cleave or something like that? Great Cleave. If you hit, you can continue to make an attacks against foes adjacent to the previous foe as long as they were in reach. You cannot attack an individual foe more than once during this attack action. So that basically means that you get to keep going. But I do like the idea of this cleaving finish. And that gives me the scope for potentially 3 attacks per round. At near full base attack bonus. See invisibility communal, that's always nice to have. Let's take the inflict and banishment, why not? There we go. Okay. And she wants to go off to the Valley of the Dead. No, we're off to see the wizard. So yeah, Starfinder, Fly Free or Die. It's being penciled in for late May. Again, depends on the availability of the other players. And how that's going to go. Yeah, I'd like to do something about that, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Rest in peace. You can go take care of that. Projects, rank up. Support the Warden's endeavours. I will consider doing that at some point. So yeah, to a certain degree, it means, you know, when preparing any adventure path, you've got 6 books like this to read through and start learning everything that's going on. It depends on if it's actually Starfinder or if it's Pathfinder, because if it's Pathfinder, it's books more like this. Which is not a great visual difference, but I can assure you that there's 100 pages in this, I think. Oh no, these are actually only short form. Okay. I don't have one to show you, but there's... Pathfinder adventure paths are traditionally 100 pages long, whereas the Starfinder ones are 70 pages long. Disaster. What? The council decided to hold a big hunting tournament open to everyone. However, on the day of the tournament, only a few participants showed up. It looked like most of the kingdom never learned about the tournament. Loyalty still went up by a point, though. How are we doing on these things? I could possibly do it if getting some research into the nature of curses. Go. Support. Vortikai. Nope, can't do you yet. Trade room agreement with Galt. We don't have unrest, so that's not a problem. Curses and Tristan, defaced sisters. I think they're both busy for the time being. Strategic partnership with Brevity. Oh yeah, that one's pretty much useless. Until I get my economy up to 7. And my relations likewise. Oh, that's the one where it requires me with the other restoration of this fortress. Why have we not started this one yet? 25 BP. Go. And yeah, the others require me to be there, so I don't really want to get them going yet. So yeah, I'm not going to be going too much into, you know, so yeah, there's like 70 page books, and there's 6 of them for the entire campaign. Is that the Valley of the Dead that I want to go to? Yes, it is. 6 books, 70 pages. You don't need to read all of them in advance, and actually, to be fair, I can't read them all at the moment. The last 2 still haven't actually been published.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Why are we doing this now that everybody's tired? Tinker, the woman seems incredibly old and haggard. It's hard to believe she can move at all, let alone reach such wild places. But her dark eyes burn with a cold flame. Why do you disturb a poor pilgrim? I live, perhaps, my final days. She suddenly trails off upon casting her eyes upon Janefall. Has Urgathoa heard my pleas? I have been waiting for so long. Janefall does not seem pleased. She looks upon the old woman's pale and wrinkled face, barely concealing her disgust. You may call me Janefall. You guessed correctly. We serve the same goddess. In case you were unaware, a servant of Thrasma is chasing you. We could help you, but first I would know who you are and how you might prove yourself useful. I'm not surprised. The servants of Thrasma have chased me for nearly 40 years. My name is Tinker. What do you want to know? Who are you, and what do you want from us? This cannot be explained in one breath. Long ago, I was a powerful priestess of Urgathoa, the leader of a secret coven. I had everything. power, beauty, wealth, admirers ready to sacrifice their lives for me. I possess the secret of Urgathoa's ritual, which grants a power to overcome death and old age. It demands the life of blood relatives as payment. But what of that? I had given birth to 2 adorable daughters and raised them in anticipation for the day when their youth and beauty would become mine. But I was naive and overconfident in my power. I met an enemy who destroyed me and all my hopes of a second youth. And why would you care about the grief of a dying old woman? I still know the secret of the ritual, and I can share it with you, O beautiful Jane Fall. The ritual will grant you immense power. You can even become a living being again, if that is your wish. All I ask in return is you prolong my life, raise me as undead. The other roads to eternity are closed to me, and I do not wish to die. This offer sounds tempting. What do you say? Wait, tell me more about what happened to you. My ritual demands the victim become properly prepared. Some time ago, I took my daughters to the coven's underground hall and lulled them into a magical sleep that was to last many months. However, I did not consider that the father of one of the girls, also an adept of Urgathoa, will put the life of his child above his passion for me, and all that we believed in and lived for. The fool secretly went to beg for help. And where? The Temple of Thrasma, no less. The Lady of Graves is not highly revered in our country. Only 2 priestesses lived at her temple. But when they learned of the secret coven of Urgathoa operated in the city, they called their inquisitor for help. I remember him clearly. So young, so proud, a half-elf of rare beauty. Thick brown hair and a gaze that burned with the certainty that he was his goddess's favourite weapon. He broke into the hall while I was preparing the ritual. We fought the coven of Urgathoa against the Pharasma's Inquisitor and his 2 companions. Everyone died that evening except the 2 of us. But no matter how self-confident the young Inquisitor was, he could not defeat me. I remember the moment he realized it. I read it on his face, and when he lost his confidence for the first time. But then he rushed to my daughters, still lying in slumber, and killed them both in an instant. Then he turned to me and said, "No way out." And that was that. Were his mocking words a curse or just a guess? I do not know, but they bore fruit of truth. No way out. My coven died and my secret was revealed. I had to flee and hide from Thrasmites in the backwoods, down a rat hole, denying myself my usual luxuries. Without my daughters, I could no longer prolong my life and youth. Year after year, I tried in vain to conceive a child. Year passed after year. In desperate attempts, flights and hardship, my beauty and strength melted away, and I became a miserable, exhausted old woman. Jafal's gift is now my only hope of escape from death. What an ominous story. You could make for a thrilling book, but no, I don't like these characters or finales. Poor girl. What did they do to deserve that? Betrayed by their own mother, dying at the hands of someone who was supposed to protect them. What do you know about Jane Thal? Why are you seeking her help? How could I not recognize one of the chosen by the goddess? Her power in you shines like a full moon in a black velvet sky. I know that she can do many things, including sharing her gift with others. What are you doing in the Valley of the Dead? I came here, sensing the waking of an ancient and powerful undead creature, hoping perhaps I could somehow scoop up a handful of his incredible power, turn myself undead and slip away from death. But it seems that I'm too late. You want Jenthal to kill you and raise you as undead. In return, you offer her the secret of the ritual. Do not think of killing. I do not think killing me is necessary. Only the pathetic remnants of my former strength support my body. I need only loosen my grip, and end will come swiftly. Yes, in exchange for a priceless secret. It can be used in many ways to grant new powers or even new life. Jenthal, I've made my decision. I'm listening. We might accept this offer, then change the agreement after I possess the secret of the ritual. This is a horrible. This ritual is horrible. Its secret should die with Tinker. No, please, I beg you. Think carefully. Jenthal speaks with unusual passion. I need this knowledge if I'm ever to get a chance to use it. My turning undead did not happen by my own will. I have discovered much along the way, but still I burn to know. Do I have a choice to remain as I am, or regain the joys of a living body? It's unthinkable to allow such important secrets to be forgotten. This is my final word. I am extremely disappointed. The false merchant, walks towards you with an easy gait. His calm friendliness has disappeared like a mask fallen away from his face. His clothes are decorated in an easily distinguishable symbol, with an easily distinguishable symbol of Pharasma. I hope you've settled all your affairs with the poor old exile. That was an interesting show to watch. Time to explain yourself, Eno. I don't have much to add, beyond what I'm sure you already know. I am an Inquisitor of Pharasma, and for almost 40 years I've hunted the undead and cultists of Urgathoa. For the glory of a Lady of Graves, I destroyed Tinker's Coven. I tracked Jenthal into the wasteland and killed her, only to find that her hideous deity had returned her to life. To put an end to that, I made a company of naive young elves from a camp near... I made use of a company of naive young elves from a camp near the Thorn River. What's this stunning frankness? Did you imagine half-blood that those youngsters could handle me and the king? Do not be so naive, Inquisitor. I held no hope that the young elves would kill either you or your defender. No, I wanted you, rather, to kill them. And I did all I could to inform their relatives in Cronin of their horrible violence you perpetuated. A retribution will follow sooner or later. One lonely warrior of Pharasma may fail, but 3 elven clans will find a way to exact their revenge. There's no way out, Jenthal. Not for you. So you deliberately sent the elves to their deaths. They weren't undead. What grudge did you hold with them? They were a necessary tool to complete my mission. In my youth, I thought the best decision was a bold, honest battle against apostates and monsters. But I learned much from my struggle against Tinker. There is nothing worse than seeing an abomination rise before you and being powerless to strike it down. One must use any method available. Nothing can justify the blood on your hands and the stain on your conscience. The law is strict, but it should not take innocent lives to punish the guilty. Why did you kill Tinker's daughters? They were necessary for her disgusting ritual, and their death was my only chance to prevent it. Do not forget who I serve. Their honest deaths and their soul's journey to Pharasma's judgment was far better fate than their mother had prepared for them. Did you track Jenthal right after her expulsion from Cronin? Immediately after the trial, I was born in Cronin and often visited. It is uncommon for high society ladies to perform ritual murders for the glory of a dark goddess. So the news quickly reached my native Gringold, and soon it came to me. When later the elves sentenced her to exile rather than the usual life imprisonment, well, how could I stay away? It's all very well and good, but why do you come here now? I wanted to talk to you, King. My hunt for Janephal is the greatest work of my life. She is a living example of the hideous essence of the cult of Ergothoa, the distortion of world order, and the triumph of evil intentions of her vile deity. If I die today, the story will end the way I intended. Even if I die today, this story will end the way I intended. But you can still change your role in it. You've been playing games for too long, Zealot. I've heard this so many times, even amongst the priests of Pharasma. There are many who think my faith is insane and my methods cruel and excessive. But that is the fate of the Inquisitor. Loneliness. God dang it. I'm going to end up killing off a lot of the companions at this rate. Side with Eno. It was a mistake for me to ally you with an undead murderer. I now know Janephal will never stop, and I must support you, Eno. Lawful good it is. This is terrible. Just all very terrible. You know, neutral good and lawful neutral I could have taken. If it wasn't for the lawful good one that they threw in there. No, I cannot die. I will not die.
You cannot stand against me.
I'm pretty sure I can stand against you. I know all your little tricks, and you're flat-footed.
This body holds.
The story ended with an incredible duel between the Inquisitor of Pharasma. God dang it. I'm the Inquisitor of the Ergothoa. The king had to choose a side in this epic confrontation, and came out victorious, as always. Well, she's dead. Eno stands with his eyes half closed, as if resting or listening to something inaudible. It's strange. I had no doubt that today it would be my turn to visit Pharasma's court. Not the chosen one of the most disgusting of deities. It seems the terms of my service is not over yet, which means there is yet more monsters, which should soon kiss their unlife goodbye. You helped cure a terrible plague. Accept the gratitude of Pharasma's faithful servant, and this reward. Domitian? I'm assuming you can actually hear those dogs ever so quietly in the background. I don't know why, but my neighbour's dogs started putting them out the front and they've been barking somewhat incessantly for a while now. I say a while. Just the last few days. +5 undead dagger. Undead Bane dagger grants a wielder +2 bonus to death effects, DCs, and saving throws against them, and deals an additional 1d6 positive energy damage. I mean, it's not a bad dagger. The only problem is it doesn't get half the bonuses that I would like. But some of those bonuses are just bonuses to hit. And this has got a +3 over anything else. Hmm. 15 to 10, 13 to 8. So it's only a +2 bonus. But does exactly the same damage. Apart from against undead. Because it's Undead Bane, which is an extra 2d6 against undead, I believe. +2 better in the bonus and deals an extra 2d6 against such those. Would have been nice earlier, I suppose. Oh well. There's that, I suppose. Amulet of Natural Armor and Ring of Protection 3. Ring of Protection 3 and Armor 3. We are wearing a 3 and a 4. Excuse me. 2 and they're useful for other things. So 2 and a 3 and a 2 and a 3. There we go. Right, I suppose we'd best be off. Back to the kingdom. Probably get at least one other task in. Before the curse spikes.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose we should rest.
You are so strong and noble, Valerie. Sometimes when I see you fighting, I think of Sarenrae and her battle against Rovagug.
That's the greatest compliment I've ever heard in my life. I swear by it. And I've heard a great many compliments.
Well, good job it didn't go wrong, because I forgot to add an additional guard. I've forgotten where my kingdom is. There it is. It'll take 2 days. I have to fight my way up there. Ta-da!
Repent!
More skeletons.
Let us strike as one!
Guessing there's no more this way to wake up.
This should do it.
It's funny, we were shooting skeletons and 2 of them died fairly easily. And now the rest of the others have managed to nearly get up to me. Well, back this way, Valerie.
A calculated
If I don't
risk.
make them explode. It's 1 explosion. Nearly 2. Voila. Right, off we go. Doop, doop, doop. There we go. And nothing of interest to leave. 89 out of 100. Continue on our way. On the way, on the way, on the way. How's the noodle? The noodle's not too bad. Finally got enough painkillers in my system. A strange occurrence has the subjects agitated. It's time to learn what happened. I think I might need to go up to the place. How's it going, J Station? You've not, well, you've missed a little bit. Basically, end of last session, Jane Thal came up to me and said, I want to go do a thing, and I've just been off to do the thing. These are goblins, let us walk away. This should be 90. Yay! Only 10 more wild encounters and then I can stop it. But yeah, James Thal's little expedition has been dealt with. It's an interesting watch though, you might want to catch it on the VOD when possible. I also mentioned a little bit about the Starfinder stream. But, you know, I mentioned that you've been invited to. Hopefully you can make
You're
it.
with us, Valerie. You're like a mighty oak we can lean our backs against. Oh, but I didn't mean you're thick-headed, or thick any other way. Oh no, I put my foot in my mouth again.
It's all right. I understand your good intentions. I'm glad to be here for my friends.
Picked up Candlekeep, Mysteries of Candlekeep today, so looking forward to mooching through those. Ah, yes. It's a collection of shorter adventures. Nixies and Nears have come to live at the river's success. In Kennywell. People are still talking about the strange well. What strange well? Good neighbors. No. I know that we were talking earlier. It's not like. Are you likely to be playing a variant of Alpha, or even if you don't play Alpha themselves, or if you go off for a completely different character? Is it going to be something completely different? It's like one-shots for each level between 1 to 16. Very useful interludes, one-shots or campaign starters from what I've gleaned so far. So it's a bit like... There's another book that they did. Tales of a Yawning Portal. At a guess. Didn't I take over? I did take over the Nile Marches. I'm trying to remember. How do I build settlements again? Wait, I'm getting... Nope. There's a button somewhere that I need to press. I think Tales was based on... Is it on the general world map that I need to do it on? Yes, but I think they're shorter. I think Tales was based on classic adventures from previous editions also. Yes, Tales from the Yawning Portal was based on previous classics. Which is one of those where it's like, do I agree with this? Do I not agree with this? You know, I appreciate the classic adventures are something that a lot of people haven't experienced, and I'll be honest, I've not experienced a lot of them myself, but one of the problems
In due time.
that I had at that time, I was playing with a lot of people who had been playing Dungeons and Dragons for quite some time, and so when they came out with something new, the newness of it was like not there for some of the players because they'd experienced it the first time round, which kind of tainted their map bottom tab in Kingdom Management. I just cannot remember how to bleeding do this. I'm not seeing a button across the bottom. On that one. Well, that switches between like areas, no markings, control. I can't believe it, but I think I might end up having to look this up again. Because I know I can click on a building and go into it. But I just cannot remember. Map bottom tab in Kingdom Management. So I click on this. There we go. Only one settlement can be founded in this region, but how do I found? Do I have to explore the region? Because I've not really explored the region yet. This is one of them. It's one of them anomalies that I've found in this game where it's all, if you don't know how to do something, it becomes nigh on impossible to figure out. Because it doesn't say here how to do it. It's not telling me on the kingdom map how to do it, only that only one place can be founded in this area. So about the only thing that I can think to do right now is to go off to the Norm Arches and explore the place. We were talking about Quartermaster. In my head, Quartermaster comes in two shapes. Artful, who is fussy and fearful, detailed, orientated, do-gooder. Or a gruff, stubble-faced, you get what you're giving type Quartermaster. I know the numbers, I know the op. Don't talk back. Oh look, trolls. Been a while since I've had to murder a troll. Hiya! Kaboom!
Consider me provoked.
Got a city to burn. Well, not save. I'm supposed to save folks. I always get that all mixed up. I'll leave the stream running in the background. Alright, take care, my cat. Hope you get to burn, save, whatever it is that you're doing. Not entirely sure which it is you're doing. Not entirely sure I need to know.
Serves you right.
This will
Now
hurt.
surprise a troll hound. Surprised. Good luck to you and the city. Right, apparently there's something more out there. Ah, there's another troll. Division technically saving people. Ah, that one.
Tear them apart!
Isn't Division 2 out? Or am I imagining that?
You deserved it.
Not that there's anything wrong with Division.
You forced my hand.
Just I seem to vaguely recall there being a Division 2.
They go down!
Any last wishes?
You're the same as me. It's like, I'm pretty sure there is a
Let's
Division
try
2,
this
but
way.
never played it.
When we stop.
I don't think we left the other two in any sizable state to... Oh no, we might be able to do something with this one. There we go. One of my main problems with the Tom Clancy games is the expense. No. They very rarely seem to go on sale. They're about 50 quid a pop, and, you know, for the most part, they kind of play like each other. Get to the bald hilltop. Ugh. The cursed place known as Bald Hilltop had brought hardship and woe to the lands once more. Fair of all kind have appeared, marked by the same raging hatred as fueled by the magical beasts preceding them. They seem to have declared war on all mortals. Their normal tricks have been replaced by cruel and dangerous jokes, and their pranks more often than not now end in death. One could attempt to free any Fae from the whatever affliction is driving them insane, or simply drive the vicious creatures from the stolen lands. I mean, that's... Jesus. Div 1 was sold to me as a co-op and free-falled into PvP as DLC and updates came out. It's really... really enjoyed the experience of Division 1, playing with friends, co-oping the story, but didn't have the confidence to pick up Div 2 after where they took Div 1. Yeah. I hear you there, although to a certain degree I only ever really got involved in Division 1 for the PvP. And it was one of them where it's like, yeah, the co-op element of it was pretty good. But I never did get into the PvP side of things.
May we have a moment of respite?
Dire Venom Wolf. Really need to restart these people. Lindsay and Octavia are far too far forward.
Stay behind
We
me.
are surrounded. We have them exactly where we want them. Murder! 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 Murder. But yeah, I find one of the things about the style of game is very much so like there's a heavy co-op element, pretty good for that kind of thing, but at the same token it's like if you're not getting the co-op and also, you know, if it turns more PvP than it is co-op, then it's like, it's not always the best. There we go, that's one down. Move closer to the other one so that I can murder it.
This should do it.
Voila! Murdered. Skin everything, leave. 92 out of the way. But yes, J-Station, have you actually read the Fly Free or Die player's guide? That might give you some inspiration, by the way, because one of the things that you're supposed to do is, along with your theme and your class and your heritage, you're also going to need to choose a background, which is kind of like the plot hook into Fly Free or Die. It's only a short, like, what's it, 17-page article, but freely available by from the Paizo website, or I could get you a link if you would prefer. If I remember the kingdoms that take a hit every couple of days, it takes you to sort out the bald hilltop. Nope, I should probably check that out. I should also probably go to the bald hilltop. I should also probably rest. Why are my people not insisting on resting? You're on guard duty. Yo.
We must replenish our stocks. I'm not sure I can do it, though. I'm not much of a hunter.
Linaxi or interrogations dismay your subjects.
On the streets and in the pubs back when I was at the academy. Truth be told, I wasn't very good at it. I do hope it doesn't come to that.
Fairy pranks are costing many lives, so yes, it is going down every day that I don't resolve it. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I don't generally tend to come up with too many characters for In the Wings. I do know that I've got one or two, and I've got some fallback ones for just about any campaign if needed. But at the same token, it's one of them where it's like, I could come up with characters for days. Right, into the bald hilltop. Right, let's bump you up to there and bump you down to there. Move forward, just so you all sort yourselves out. Right, how much do I have that I can... Well, I've got Mass Bear's Endurance. I got a haste on you, although... bye. And we've got some displacements. And up we go, charging in. Surprise, we have arrived.
This is for you.
I set up 3 custom formations, normal, narrow areas, and 1 for stealth.
A calculated risk.
If you could die, that'd be much appreciated. You chose not to die. That wasn't very nice. See? That's what you get for choosing not to die. Don't think we're in a difficult stage just yet that requires excessive measures. I mean, I know that there's the elements for setting up the formation so that you can choose different formations depending on what you want to do. Git. The thing is, I'm not excessively gone into different formations unless I've been desperate to. Why did not sneak attack? These guys, rogues, rages. Ah, yes. Pretty sure there's a high-level barbarian ability that negates flanking. Could you leave the halfling alone? No, I'm alone.
Didn't even break a sweat.
Just remembered some of the stuff I usually do. Google Fly Free or Die backgrounds and Google Fly Free or Die Player's Guide.
Do not falter.
Because there's some part of me where it's like, it should be on the Paizo website. Easily found, because, you know, if you go over to the Pathfinder player guides, basically all you need to do is go into the individual adventure paths, and there'll be a link there to purchase for free the player guide of whatever adventure path you chose. You know, to a certain degree, I've found those useful for when I'm playing an adventure, but also I listen to a podcast, the Glass Cannon podcast, and as part of that,
Let's try this
you know, it's useful to read it just so that you know what the players who are in the podcast know. But yeah, it's not that difficult to find anything. But yeah, it not only gives you the backgrounds, it gives you sort of like plot hooks for many of the themes. It gives you an overall feel for what the adventure's going to be about. As well as those backgrounds which give you a hook into the story. Then hopefully, you know, will give you some degree of inspiration. It's a boogeyman. Doesn't sound like fun. The leafless lady and the boogeyman. There's more than one boogeyman. I died. Why did I die? Oh, they're using Phantasmal Killer. I failed my will saving throw, I failed my fortitude saving throw, and therefore died. That's not nice. And I don't appreciate being dead. There it is. Boom. Why? What's going on with you? Oh, confused. Don't really want to go standing up. But then again, it's just this guy. And he went bye-bye. Right, let's move you forward a tiny amount. Let's get off a heal to patch some people up.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Why is Valerie attacking me? Ah, good. Take out the leafless lady. Though I see that there's somebody else there, and I don't know whom that is. Oh, it's a summon Nerid.
This should do it.
Boogeyman down.
A calculated risk.
I need more healing, Tristan. I was hoping to throw in a fireball. God damn it.
This will hurt.
Great life choices, Boogeyman. Helmet. Headband of Mental Perfection. 6. Nice. A speed composite longbow. Skin everything. Ferocious Dwemer Cat. Recap Tricksters. Savages. Treasures. Would you stop trying to murder me? Would you stop trying to murder each other? think it's only fatigue, confused for 50 more seconds. Confusion, such a great thing. Luckily at this level it's not being too difficult. I've seen confusion decimate many a party as, you know, sort of like, ah yes, the barbarian who's raging murders the priest because, you know, low level and the barbarian can do that. Crushing despair, that's not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but okay, form up everybody. And we go. Leave. Oh. And let's check the question for how long that's going to be. The throne room. Didn't I pick up a headband of mental perfection? There we go. Vast intelligence goes up to mental perfection. I'm going to go rest because I'm tired. Wow. Is it going to tell me that it's over, or? I guess I still need to take care of it the good old-fashioned way. The cursed place known as the Bald Hilltop has brought hardship and woe. The kingdom managed to persevere and enjoys peace once again. The attacks on our kingdom have stopped. Did we win? We'll have to wait for news to arrive. Do I need to come out of the screen? No, that's not doing anything for me. Right. Can't claim Glenibon because the two people that can help me take it over are otherwise engaged. Okay. Rank up. Busy. 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 So, stability, loyalty, divine, arcane. Arcane's the furthest one back. Oh no. It's into the nature of curses. I've either got support the counselor's endeavors, which is loyalty up to 4, or stability, which is up to 2. Let's do this. We've discovered the name of one of who is causing the attacks. This needs to be discussed with Lindsay and the storyteller, who are waiting for an audience. Interesting. Rest in peace, failure. Happy birthday to you, King. Everybody had a party in my name. Success. Training, strengthen, Creston. Really does need strengthening. Visitors of the castle. Treasure requests your attention. Mendev Crusades. Oosh. Some of these DCs are getting ridiculously high. Forests for elves. Good neighbors. Right. Let's go check out the visitor stuff. Chiron, it is time we discuss one of the gravest problems of the River Kingdoms. Piracy and all the crimes that accompany it. You see, for decades, the illegal trade of stolen goods flowed among the criminals and corrupt merchants of these lands. Now we have guards in the harbours and along the roads. This illegal traffic has slowed, but only somewhat. Someone else might suggest you take advantage of the situation, simply collect your fees and don't ask too many questions about the blood these goods are soaked in. But as a traveller far and wide, experience has taught me the only real way of gathering places where there's no robbery and smuggling. The major trade unions won't deal with anyone who promotes piracy. I warn against tolerating these things as they now stand. Establish proper customs in your harbours and hunt down these lawless captains. The shadow trade must be put to an end. I command of the establishment of proper customs. So we shall... So shall we put an end to the illegal trade of stolen goods in these lands? What music to my ears. You heed my advice, proving my labours to elevate this territory have not been wasted. I shall endeavour in my next book to explain how important it is for every wise advisor to work with a leader who knows better than to interfere. Customs improving economic status and support for common of the treasurer's endeavours, plus new community relations and stability. An enjoyable read so far. Do you think Edge ships need a HR rep? Lol. That being said, I'm not locked into the Envoy classes. I enjoyed it a lot. I've done that. Happy to branch outside into a different role. Branch into whatever role that you want. I mean, you could be the quartermaster in any... You know, think of the your class and your... But something completely different to being the quartermaster. I mean, I appreciate that there's some that play into it, you know, being the envoy and being the quartermaster. But you could also be a soldier and the quartermaster because you need to make sure that nobody messes with the quartermaster. And to a certain degree, I'm only asking you to be the quartermaster because it's all like, there's a distinct... I'm not sure if this is in the player's guide. But one of the things is, depending on how the story goes, I need to read more of it. But it might be a case that you're not actually getting build points for free. you're going to have to trade for them. And that requires a certain degree of skills. The envoy would be great for that, but at the same token, even with a soldier, if you just put a couple of extra points in intelligence, you can get skills that don't usually fall within the soldier remit. And to a certain degree, even if you don't want to be the official quartermaster on the ship, I do still feel that I need somebody that I can trust to forward the whole trade kind of thing, and be mindful that it's something that you're going to have to consider a lot of the time, because if you're not trading, you're not building build points. If you're not gaining build points, you're going to fall behind. If it's too much like hard work, then what I'm possibly likely to do is scratch the whole trade thing, and basically it's like, yep, you've done trading from this point to cover the build point. We're not going to ask too many questions. Hand wave it, as it were. You don't mess with the supplies when a Vesk soldier is accounting the books. You do not. You also don't mess with the supplies when it's, the ships. I've forgotten what the class is called. The biohacker. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, they might be a little bit eccentric, they might not be very strong, but at some point I need to sleep, and that's when they'll strike. And I don't like that concept. A new day, a fresh victory, Your Highness. Another attack has been repelled, and your grateful subjects have a special reward for you. 14,100 gold. Lindsay gives Tristan an oddly serious look. It was you who was behind the attacks, wasn't it? But why? Tristan drops his head limply. Yes, at least to a certain extent, my lady. Tristan's lips curve scornfully. Nerissa ordered me to open the way for creatures from the First World. I often travelled between worlds, so it was not a difficult thing to do. Golarion is closely connected to the First World. Spontaneous portals between the two worlds are not uncommon. All I had to do was give one such portal some extra stability. Once every few months it opened wide enough to allow Nerissa's creatures to come charging through. What I did was terrible. People were dying all the time because of me, and I could do nothing but warn them of the next attack. I mourn the losses every day. My only hope is that one day I will be able to make up for these evil acts. The storyteller's voice is quiet but firm. In any case, I doubt that Tristan's repentance will somehow prevent the next attack. The attacks will continue. As with the ever-blooming flower, I only helped Nerissa open the portal from the First World to Golarion. I am not the one leading her armies. Tristan, I will help you earn your forgiveness. Together we will defeat Nerissa. I don't deserve your help, but as Serenray is my witness, I am eternally grateful to you. We will prepare for the next attack. It doesn't matter who's behind it. We won't let them win. The storyteller nods. I am sure of it. Your kingdom is far stronger than your enemies imagine, as you remind them from time to time. It's the kind of things I want to keep track of anyways, by the sounds of it. Lol. So happy to keep... Yeah, it's an interesting element. We're probably, once it actually goes to stream, we might touch on it during the stream, but it is a lot of counting and bookkeeping, so, might not make for the best of entertainment. At times, so we might skirt around it a little bit in places. Greetings, Your Highness. Allow me to elevate your daily concerns with a humble gift from an admirer. I am certain that you or one of your friends will find this trinket useful. It's come a long way to get into your hands. Thank you all. I'll be expecting your future creations. I won't keep you waiting. Treasure requests your attention. Visitor waits. Okay, that's all that stuff. $230 days. Annexation. 8 regions to your lands. Okay, right. Economy. Improve economic status. The cost of buildings for a static economy bonus. Adron Bank, Bard College, Festival, Forge, Foundry in Lumberyard, a luxury store, Marina Mint, Piers Shop, Tavern, Trade Shop, and Waterfront is reduced by 15%. Great stuff. I'll sort that out eventually. That allows easier resolution of economic problems, providing a +2 bonus to solving any problem with the treasurer. If you're not doing that, then who would be doing it? You're the only one who can do that. So let's start you off on that. Start you off on that. Support the treasurer's endeavours to rank the economy up to 6. $325. 229. Begin. Got so many places that I'm supposed to go around and explore and take care of. Failure. The Grand Diplomat failed to come to an agreement. Oops. Good neighbours. Triumphant. Culture is up. Failure. Restoration of Silverhand Fortress. The People's Wrath. Tristan, can you go take care of that? Praise Zephyrus. Wandering Monsters. Is Amory still one of my advisors? She isn't for the moment. Need to double check why she's no longer. Allow faster region claims and upgrades, reducing the time by half. $130 for that. Yeah, I managed to get my stability back up to stable. Trade agreement with tax. Need 500 BP for it. 500 minus 64 is 36. Hey, I can still do mental math. Most of these are going to be partnership with Brevoy. I just want to get some of these out of the way. I know that some of them aren't really going to aid me right now, but let's see if anything terrible happens when I come out of this screen. Hey, brick ring. Thank you. Carry on. Circlet of Faith. Carry on. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. What did I just pick up? Abric ring. When the wearer deals damage attacks with bombs, they deal additional 1d6. Not really useful for me. Although, oh, you've already got one. Great stuff. And grants a wearer the ability to cast a restoration spell once per day as a 7th level cleric. It's one of them where it's like completely useless. You know, something that increases any stats to by 6 is what you're generally kind of aiming for. You know, like with Octavia. Lindsay could do with the stats. Tristan could do with the stats, although the phylactery of positive channeling is also great. Anne-Marie could possibly take it because wisdom's not really doing much for her. I suppose that's a possibility. And for Valerie, it's a professor's hat, which is, you know, gives her £200 so she can actually move at a reasonable rate. It's not something you could learn, is it? Oh, it is. Hey. Why do you have a spell slot open? Oh, because your intelligence went up. Have another magic missile. It's the only one of the first levels I tend to use, apart from maybe True Strike, when I remember that it exists. Light enough to carry and just equip when wanting to use a spell. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. It's like just carry it around. I mean, I've given it to Valerie because Valerie doesn't really get much in the way of bonuses for the inspired or the headbands of stats. I mean, it would help if I think wisdom affects the perception. but at the same token, you know, permanently in a group with 1, 2, 3, 3 people at least who have better perception than her, even if she was to get a +6 bonus. Well, Tristan would fall behind. But yeah. Right, let's see what we can do for a while. Because there's not much needing to go on. Support the curator's endeavors. Culture, and away we go. Wandering monsters, triumphant. Strengthen the warden. Nature of curses. Success. It appears that the curse warped the very essence of the victim, turning a benevolent dryad into a ruthless monster, and trapping what was once good within an evil twisted form. It is not clear, however, whether it might have been possible to release the one trapped inside. This research increased our understanding of arcane magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding of the nature of curses. Customs is sorted. Right. Events. Shadows of War. We don't have a person for the Shadows of War, but we can put Amory back in charge of that, which is ever so slightly better. I need to get espionage, potentially. Because I'm guessing that's what this position is wanting. When relations reaches rank 4, relations is at rank 3. Can we strengthen relations? No, not really at the moment. Octavia, Amory, and economy. Let's go for the arcane. There's nothing pressing in my journal, is there? No. Success. Disaster. People's Wrath. Triumphant. Okay. Events. People seek an audience. Experiments. Missing ambassador. Can't do. Drink till you drop. Holiday for Caden Kalian. Will soon be upon us. Hundreds of inebriated townsfolk will flood the streets to fight, to take part in questionable adventures, and in general will have a frolicking good time. Appropriate measures should be taken in advance, or it won't be a wall left standing in the whole region. Is that an opportunity? No, that's a problem. What was the other thing I was trying to get Octavia to do? That's also a problem. Too many problems, not enough solutions. Forgotten knowledge. Ooh, can choose you. With terrible chance of success. That is a problem. The opportunity can wait. Top secret opportunity. Not entirely quite sure you. Or were you handling a problem? No? Let's lock these people in. Other curses, research into defaced sisters, Tristan, arcane, divine, arcane and divine. I mean, I'm curious to know what the dealio is with Tristan. So go off and do that. Training, nothing. Economy, all crosses, rank up. I don't want to be dealing with that just yet. Other negatives you are taking just related to your choice to let that order in, or it's related to an event with an exclamation on blue. Yeah, okay. A messenger from a distant village has arrived. Something strange is happening there. It would appear that some wizard is fooling around. The locals have never met any wizards, but one of them found a strange charm from the swamps not so long ago. He showed it to the whole village and bragged of his luck. The lucky fellow now completely refuses to allow anyone to examine the charm, so no one has been able to discover if it's the reason behind the disorder in the village. He is within his rights. He found it, and it's his property. Besides, the magical interference so far has been harmless. No one has yet been hurt. I think the locals are simply scared and nothing more. Let's now make something out of it and leave the charm to the person who found it. Otherwise, we'll set an example for other squealers and be buried under an avalanche of anonymous letters. It's only a little, one little trinket. What's the worst that could happen? Loyalty goes up, arcane goes down. Arcane goes up, but gold goes down. Loyalty goes down. I mean, that's kind of the obvious one. Buy it off him? Well, I suppose that is a reasonable solution. He will probably sell the charm anyway, so this will be a win-win solution. Hello, dwarf. Give me a thing. The Warhammer of Hatred. Thank you. Am I supposed to be dealing with this then? Deal with the devil. She told me to stay out of the way, but it's all like one of them where it's like, should I be dealing with this? I'll go take a wander around outside. It's one of them, the Hell Knights, and they basically said, leave us alone to deal with our investigation to it. So I'm like, okay. But I suppose the kingdom is suffering for it. Hell Knights are not the most courteous guests, are they? And the Hell Knight from the Order of the Rack are the vilest of them all. A tan-skinned half-elf with green eyes looks at you respectively, but a smile on your face. My name is Darwin. Darwin, the rebellious murderer Liniax is searching for? Yes, I'm a rebel, a murderer, a pirate, and a renegade. Yes, I'm a rebel, a murderer, a pirate, a renegade, and a smuggler, and I have a lot of other scary titles. The half-elf laughs lightly, but you watch closely at the same time. If you listen to Liniax, I'm an evil incarnate baby eater. Your worst nightmare come true. If the end time should ever come, it will be because of me and me alone. Of course, all of Liniax's accusations are false. That is to say, they are not entirely true. It is the truth that I am involved in this story, but my sins are not so great as they are thought to be. Tell me your story. It's so long that I don't even know where to begin, although I guess you're only interested in the things I've been accused of. I did in fact kill a Chelish noble, and I participated in a rebellion. But all of this happened totally by accident. Sounds like this one could be besties with tricks. Oh, you mean Darwin, who is a murderer, a rebel, a murderer, a pirate, a renegade, and a smuggler, and all of the kinds of scary titles. I was captain of a ship that sailed the inner sea, yeah, definitely a friend of tricks. And we traded with those who were stronger than us, and raided those who are weaker. It's just regular life for a man of my profession. One day we stopped at a Cheliax port, and that's when it all started. I caught sight of a certain Chelish noble, who for a long time had been number one on my kill-on-sight list. So I challenged him to a duel, and he was too stupid to refuse. I dispatched, only then to learn that he was a distant relative of Cheliax's crown prince, and besides that, the lord of the surrounding lands. And, of course, no one in the area was all that fond of him. After his death, a rebellion broke out. That's nothing new for Cheliax. As his accidental killer, I was named the rebellion's leader, but I assure you I fled the first moment I could, leapt upon my ship and set sail. A month later I found out I'd become the main reason for a great tragedy and an enemy of the Chelish people. So what did this Chelish noble do to make you so angry? Once, long ago, long before all this rebellion nonsense, I used to be a simple sailor who served the Tal'Darim merchant fleet. Good times. The blazing sun overhead, a salty taste on the lips, the squawk of seagulls calling you forwards, ropes squeaking in the storm as you fight against the sea itself, winning in the end. And, of course, the line of land on the horizon, when you know tonight you'll have a mug of rum in one hand and a smiling girl to share it with. But all that came to an end when once a certain Chelish noble decided he liked our goods but didn't like our fleet. I survived the battle, barely, clinging to a piece of driftwood. Lost in the open sea like me, I swore I'd have my revenge. So I decided to become a pirate myself, a pirate captain, as needs be. You can't always get what you want, you know, unless you're me. So what do you want from me, Darwin? I'm glad I asked. I've so much to offer. You see, I'm rich, and I don't mind sharing my riches with those who can help me with my troubles. Liniax, on the other hand, will give you nothing. I doubt she'd even say thank you. I know where Liniax has set up her temporary camp, in a secluded lodge at the edge of the southern Nile marches. Go there, convince her to stop chasing me, order her, kill her if needs be. It shouldn't be difficult. So what do you have to say? Do we have a deal? You figured you'll buy me? Why not? Everything and everyone has a price. It's just a matter of negotiation. So how much do I cost by your estimations? That's a fine question, I suppose. 10,000 gold will be a satisfactory amount for you. I mean, I can make it 15,000 in a heartbeat. But I'd like 20,000 and I won't take any less than that. Oh, if only my situation weren't so critical. But I accept your terms. So, do we have a deal? There's no good choices. I have no wish to fight Liniax. Perhaps you managed to convince her to leave peaceably. Though I wouldn't count on that. So I'm lawful good. Lawful neutral is probably the best, the closest one. Deal. I will help you. I'm so glad to hear it. Darwin's smile remains as smug as before, but you feel a hint of relief behind it. Please deal with Liniax as soon as possible. I'll find you after you resolve the situation. Well, yes, I definitely should go deal with that. Live. Actually, how's my inventory looking? I've got a lot of crap in here, or I'm starting to accumulate up a lot of crap. To a merchant.
As it should be.
You're not a merchant. You'll do though. Get rid of that. Get rid of everything under the offer button. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that. Don't need that. Get rid of all the weapons that aren't particularly useful. And deal. I've just made more money than that guy was willing to negotiate. By 3 times the amount. How close am I to 1,000,000 gold? A third of the million. Off we go to see a Hell Knight. He should have just sold it outside, lol. Sold what outside? I'm confused. You have a history with the Hell Knights, right? I mean, I don't have much of a history with them. They came and they basically said that they wanted to see the place. While Linux was looking for Darwin found us. His deal, the deal he offered looks tempting, but I have no idea what our Baron is going to do. In any case, Linux's investigations must be put an end as soon as possible, otherwise this fanatic will leave half the barony in ruins. We should travel to the secluded lodge on the southern edge of the Nile marches. Ah, there it is. I thought you said you just sold an item for 3 times more than you bought it off this guy. No, I've just sold a bunch of items for 3 times more than this guy is offering me to go deal with the Hell Knights, despite the fact that he's rich. Hell Knights, I meant outside of this game. I mean, I have a little bit of a reputation with Hell Knights, but it's one of them where it's like, it's difficult to play Pathfinder too much without some dealing of Hell Knights. I think I've started selling stuff to you, so I think most of what you've got is useless. The Shroud of Abaddon, it's not giving much of a resistance bonus to all saving throws, but fire resistance 15, cold electricity and acid all at 15 is quite a boon. What are you wearing? Cold resist +4. And you want 1.4 of 140,000 for an extra 2 on the reflex or on the saving throws. But yes, Hell Knights are... They're something that Paizo like to throw into the mix a fair amount in Pathfinder. Where it's all like, they need somebody to be the good guy who's actually a bad guy who's might be a good guy, but probably not. They're highly, highly overzealous. I mean, I'm playing in Age of Ashes, which features Hell Knights, at least in some variety. They actually appear in Starfinder lore, but they've yet to incorporate them, as far as I'm aware, in Adventure Path. King, it is such a pleasure to see you here. The investigation is well underway. We'll soon find Darwin. But I would like to know, how did you find this place? I've been here many times for many different reasons. Ooh, Buckburner. Darwin told me where to look for you. What? How did this happen? When? Where is he now? He asked me to get rid of you. You should have executed the criminal, not engaged him in conversation. It was your duty as a ruler of these lands. Or do you have something to hide? I think I'll just have to sort it out personally. Hell Knights, to battle! Great job, my friend. I doubt anyone else could have managed to distract Liniax for so long. Now all that's left is to finish her off. Treason, to battle, Hell Knights! Keep Darwin alive, but kill all the rest! Well... I think I could really do with you being dead.
Let's try this way.
This is for you!
Lindsay, sing us a song.
Serves you right.
Ow. Ow. Damn, this is not the end. Hell Knights, cover my back. Well, that's a problem. Shoot. Alright, just that guy and that guy. Right. Ba 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 ba. Surprise! Fireball! You got a little bit further forward than I would have liked. Doing a city rooftop chasing game tomorrow, and I realise one of the players has fly. So that's their motto: succeeding any rooftop chasing. A low fog rolls in. Obscuring visibility, meaning that they need to keep low. You know, and don't forget, it's not like just because you're going that way, the bad guy can go through. You've played Assassin's Creed, so in the original Assassin's Creed, there were sort of like buildings with open areas inside, but you had to dive in. You couldn't just, you know. So they go into a market area where it diverges off 4 ways. They can fly around the top and find where he comes out, but that would delay them slightly if they fly in through the open doorway. They've got to make acrobatics checks to try to not clip anything hanging from the ceiling or ramming into a wall or some high, stacked up goods, or else it's all going to come crumbling down and potentially delay other people, or they can give up the flight and run behind them for a short section, but then they're subjected to everything else. Also, if you do go for the fog, don't forget they can crash into ducks at that level. Which is just hilarious.
Bring it!
Octavia, I could do with one of your pits. Right at the bottom of that stair. Hell Knights are not very tough. I was expecting more from them. Lindsay, somebody casts slow on us, so can I get another haste? There we go. If you could explode. Thank you.
This should do it.
That's a good shout. Also strong winds. Also don't want to throw too much like random weather rocking up to screw them. Going into a building, however, is an excellent call. The person is just going to de-disguise themselves at some point, so that's a perfect opportunity. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. It's like if you manage to break line of sight for a moment, it's like get them to do something to change their appearance. But yeah, the thing is, I'm throwing out suggestions. I'm not expecting you to implement half of them, because one of the things that can frustrate players, as you're well aware, is that like, I took the fly spell, and now in this one opportunity where I could really shine using flying, you've now nerfed me back to a ground hugger. It's like, what was the point in flight? Supplies! You missed. Oof. Right, I do believe everybody else in the bottom of that pit, so let's take turn-based mode off for a moment. For them to either die, or the pit to be over. There we go. Darwin turns to you and graces you with a shining smile. I thank you for your help. Without you, I'd never been able to pull a deal with that fanatic. I hope you'll forgive me for the little show I took the liberty of putting on. After all, the results weren't bad, wouldn't you agree? Anyway, I seem to owe you an explanation again. That's becoming a bit of a habit. But before I forget, please accept this modest reward. You've earned every bit of it. To explain yourself then, I'm listening. You do remember the whole story I told you earlier, right? About the duel with the Chelish noble and the rebellion which followed his death. You see, the whole story has one little additional piece. Well, not so little to be precise. His name is Mammon, and he's one of them archdevils, the Ardent Prince. So I've been told. He made a pact with me, and I'm having trouble upholding my side of the bargain, and his patience is growing thinner by the day. That Chelish noble had a pact with Mammon too, which I expect is commonplace for Chelish nobility. And the noble was in no hurry to fulfill his end of a deal either. By killing him, I earned Mammon's gratitude, and he offered me a similar pact, a handsome sum of gold, and my cherished dream to come true. That's what he promised. So how could I say no? Remind me, how did you make a pact with Mammon? You do remember the whole story I told you earlier, right? About the duel with Chelish noble and the rebellion which followed his death? You see, the whole story has one additional piece. Okay, yeah, right. So what's the point in your pact with Mammon? I'm to become king, no more, no less. The subjects of my kingdom are supposed to worship Mammon as their official deity and pay taxes to his temples. It's not so difficult a task, I suppose, especially if you've enough money. The only problem is Linaxia. The moment I lay my kingdom's first cornerstone, I become an easy target. She'll instantly find me and promptly introduce me to all of her torture devices. However, I fear that soon I'll have to take the risk and establish my kingdom nevertheless. My mum is going restless, and in the end I'd rather be facing Linaxia than challenging him. There's no such thing as a warlock in Pathfinder. Anybody can make a deal with the devil. That's true in D&D as well, but, the powers or warlocks can take patrons that grant them power, divine, demonic, or otherwise. So this means you want to become the king? Oh yes, it's been my dream ever since I was sailing the inner seas as part of a Taldori merchant fleet. I even came up with a name for my kingdom, Brineheart. Fond memories of those careless times, when I had neither crazy zealots nor offended archdevil chasing me. Such a beautiful story, and the name, it reminds me of one of my favourite pirate books. Oh, so many stories are swarming in my head. It's more open market in Pathfinder. I mean, the Hell Knights are a whole order that is devoted to lawful actions, and they make deals with the devils to see those lawful actions finalized. There's a whole planet in Starfinder, and I can't remember which one it is now off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in near space. That entire planet is being run by devils. So what do you want from me? Help me get rid of Linaxia, once and for all. Of course, your help will be amply rewarded. I can be very grateful. I'll take your deal. Excellent. In that case, I'll establish my capital immediately. It will be a thriving trading hub, and its king will count himself in your debt. You won't be disappointed. You have my word on that. I always keep my promises. I hope the same can be said about you. Rob the bodies. A simple helmet for wearing or selling. A merchant would pay very well for it. Full plate +1. Bunch of potions. A longsword +1. This is just a basic grunt. Oh yeah, she got away, didn't she? Always seems whenever I come to this woman's place, I end up murdering some of her guests. The only problem with the pits sometimes is loot gets stuck. Though it shouldn't make too much difference. It'll appear when I step towards the door. Not all of these are the same. That's useless. And leave. But yes, I know that Owlcat Games have got Wrath of the Righteous in the works, and you know, it's already in its beta, and hopefully to a certain degree will be fully released at some point, so that I can sink my teeth into it. But the thing is, I can't remember how many adventure paths there are in total, but there's a lot of them. And there are some interesting ones.
Amazing. Could never have imagined someone wielding such a huge blade.
Right? I took it from a frost giant as a trophy. I slaughtered so many of them giants with it. Now when they hear my name, they shit their pants.
You know, to a certain degree, you know, Kingmaker is very grandiose. Wrath of the Righteous, I don't know much about, but I assume it could also be very grandiose. I'd like to see them do more. Does anybody have a favorite adventure that they'd like to see rendered? Pitax will allow your merchants to pay significantly lower tariffs, BP 4 per week. Strategic partner in Brevity, 7/7 in the relations, and provide 1 PV for each relation rank above 6. Yeah, itchy nose. Is anybody freed up for that? You've freed up for that. Go deal with that problem. Anybody freed up for this? Lindsay's freed up for this. Go deal with that. There is a few that I'm particularly interested in. I would have loved to have seen them do Skull and Bone. I think it's Skull and Skull and Shackles. Shackle and Skulls? Skull and Shackles, I think it's called. It's a pirate-themed adventure path. You get to become pirates.
I need to catch my breath.
On that note, should probably take a break before doing anything. Rest for a day. Nothing exploded while I was asleep. That's a good sign. Should also sell things before I forget. Market Square. The thing is, to a certain degree, if Owlcat Studios could get very quick at developing these things and expanding them out, you know, I don't think they need to do too much more with the engine. I'd like to see them do more with the engine, and I think, you know, what they're doing for Wrath of the Righteous should prove rather interesting. But at the same token, if they'd just done, you know, because there are simpler ones. Rise of the Rune Lords, for example, is not a complicated adventure path, as it were, compared to some of the others. You know, Pathfinder Kingmaker's got this entire did you get your arcane up enough to build mage towers and teleportation circles within your settlements? I don't know. I don't think I have done. I'll go check now. But yeah, there's the whole kingdom aspect of it is an extra facet where it's like it's added something to the game. I'm still not entirely convinced this whole kingdom aspect has been a worthwhile addition to the game. Build. I could build teleportation circles. Do I need a mage tower for something though? A place where mages study arcane secrets. +3 arcane when built in a separate slot. Also hosts a teleportation circle that allows select clientele to travel the world across a magical magical teleportation network. That's 100 BP. Teleportation circle is significantly lower. This arcane hub allows select clientele to travel the world across magical teleportation network. That's an interesting thing. So what I kind of want to do is build a bunch of teleportation circles. So we start out at a clean 100. Then we can click off that and click back onto that. Scroll down to... Do I need at least one mage tower, or does it just work as teleportation circles? We'll find out. I mean, I suppose I don't really need too many arcane places. Or build. Teleportation circle. Let's put it out over there. So this is one aspect of the whole game that I've not really paid too much attention to. is the building up of cities. Adaptation circle. Let's put it there. I think to a certain extent there's something to be said, you know, about the whole building up of these things, but unless there's more of a motive to do it, I think it's one of them where it's like, I'd be quite happy just ignoring everything related to it. Not out of sort of like, oh, you know, I should ignore these things. It's just more of a case of sort of like, it's another facet, another layer onto the whole complexity of the game that's just not terrible. But in some cases it feels like it's a lot of effort for not much. I'm out of build points. Give me another 40. Because I want one here. And I also want one across the river here. Because everybody's getting an arcane circle. Go over there. I think that's all of the areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I've done all of them for now. Wait, further developments. How to build a kingdom. Upgrade another village to a town. Okay. Unlock all 10 points. Proceed with seizing a territory. Whatever happened in the annexed lands, none of them declared war for violating their independence. Chiron has enough talent as a ruler to conquer others with his authority. I wonder how long that charisma will last. Oh, with that attitude. Increase ranks in kingdom stats 25 times. No idea where I'm going to find those. No idea where I'm going to find those. And 237 days until the next attack. Oh well. Rank up. I can only support the general's endeavors. Hopefully I'm back. Hello. Yay, back. Okay, great stuff. God knows what happened there. It just... One of the reasons why I actually have the laptop open watching my own stream is like when it did that, it just went black and I noticed it out of the corner of my eye and it's like, that's not right. Stop what you're doing. I don't think you missed anything of much. I'm going through events. I think you saw me do the last rank up and then it was like, oh yeah, go through these. The decryptor was able to figure out the trick in language. The secrets stored in the magic book proved useful. Disaster. What a disaster. The scientist was in fact a mage from Cheliax. He was experimenting on our warriors, infusing them with demonic blood. The madman disappeared with a troop of enhanced obedient soldiers. Failure, because I didn't get round to doing it. Flight from God. Disaster. Missing ambassador. Failure. Commercial advantage. Opportunity. Opportunity. And a problem. Deal with the problem. Take care of the opportunities. Rank up. You're busy. You're busy. You're not busy. Oh wait, no. Just close this up just in case somebody's coming to see me. And there is somebody here to see me. Hello. Your Honor, I am happy to allow you to, so happy to be allowed to speak to the King in person. I'm sorry if I sound clumsy. I'm just a common woman, don't know no courtesies. I'm Dry Stinvag, head of mining crew. I only trouble you to make you a business offer. We're good at finding ore. And we've been hoping to dig for ore in the River Kingdoms, but there are local laws. The dwarf waves her hand in frustration. It hasn't been easy, you could say. We were about to head north, but then we heard about your highness. Aren't we lucky? The most of the criminal lands of the River Kingdoms are now full of order and peace. So I decided to try my luck out here. Your highness, allow us to set up camp within your domain. It'll be safer. It'll be safer under your protection, and you'll benefit from it too. If we discover an ore deposit, we can start mining. Just help us find a good spot of land. We're no cheats. We'll do the right thing and sign whatever agreement you got. Or what do you say? Is it a yes? Tell me about yourself and your crew. There's nothing much to tell, Your Highness. I come from Brunderton, east of Rothland. Half of my crew come from there too. The others are just a lot of them, just a mixed lot. Torag knows where from, but you know what's good about us? Every one of us is a true master in our craft. We've a great team of mariners, dowsers, and mages. Couldn't find another like it. Mages? What's wrong with the River Kingdoms? You never know if you're going to even survive through the day. One kingdom bans religion, and another declares that the local king was a god. A third is underwater. No way, no thanks. Their lands seem promising, but we're not risking the heads of my crew. We can stand up for ourselves, but we're not warriors. You know, we're miners. What are you looking for in the Stolen Lands? Well, we've got to dig in before we know for sure, but we expect to find some anthracite and iron ore here. Besides, Numeria's not far away, so who knows what could have fallen from the skies long ago. We could even strike adamantine and be rich. I'm glad to give you shelter to give shelter to travelers seeking a new home. Thank you, Your Highness. It won't be any trouble for you to assign us a location. After that, there's nothing to worry about. Our bookkeeper will keep our bookkeeper will work out all the details with your advisors. It's a deal. I'll be on my way. Thank you again, Your Highness. We'll set off to work as soon as we finish the camp. Take care now. A shady longbow. Thank you, and continue your work. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, great stuff. Projects. A group of miners offers to increase outputs of mines throughout the whole kingdom, 1 BP per week. Don't mind if I do. When it's available. Is there anything else that I can... Can't do either of those. Can't do either of those. Valerie could do that for 650 BP. Jeez. How much is this one? 1,500. I could afford the BP for that. I think I'll go out and explore my kingdom and see if that allows me to build towns and villages out there. Exit. Off we go. Right. See if I can do much more around here before getting distracted with something else. Doop doop doo doop doop doo. Random encounter.
Ready for anything. In due time.
It's just wargs. Can we leave the way we came? Yeah, we can do. Ta-da! Encounter defeated. 93. I've just realised with the stream failing like that halfway through, I'm going to have to download the files and stitch them together for YouTube. Ooh. It's not the end of the world, it just means
May we have a moment of respite?
It's more effort than I'd like to put in. Let's see. What did I say? Claw me, claw thee, the dream cat will help you. Well, seems though they require assistance.
They go down!
I'm not used to fighting down the screen. Have you noticed that most of the combat is set up so that you're fighting up the screen? It is time you regretted life choices.
Onwards!
Unexpected
There you
outcome.
go. You now regret life choices.
So it's come to this.
Bye, strange cat.
All according to plan.
Valerie has been slowed. So slow. Oh, that's 94. Just looking at the artwork there, and it's like, that looks like an axe blade, but I can't see the handle because I think that's a belt. I'm not sure. Claim. Did I have the BP for that? I'm guessing I've got the BP for that. I do have the BP for some of these things. Bum bum bum. The other problem with having to reset the stream is resets the time.
And see some pictures embroidered on it. Pine trees, clouds, an owlbear fighting a troll. Spill it out, who did that?
I confess, it was I. I only meant to patch them up a bit, and got a little carried away.
It's interesting to hear, so like Valerie's responses and how they've changed, because it's like traditionally should be against that whole artful nature of things, but now it's like, I'll patch up your clothes and do some art in there as well.
We will prevail.
I'm fighting down the map again. It feels weird again. It was a sneak attack. Yaha! Let's make you explode. You did not explode. Where are you going?
Any last wishes?
I'll fight if I have to.
Yeah.
And now you move back to the original target and still can't hit because it took too long wandering around.
stop me.
Make with the murder. That's it. Ooh. Do have to wonder about that cat sometimes. I'm guessing at some stage it comes and does something. Each companion has a favourite food recipe. Cooking that recipe at camp will grant that companion a useful temporary bonus effect. I see another mechanic in this game that no idea how you're supposed to find that out. I mean, feels like a terrible idea. And that nearly killed it, so not too concerned about them murdering me.
This is where I step in.
Consider me provoked.
Good job. Oh. Octavia's still able to miss with a touch attack.
A calculated risk.
Bum bum bum. Bump it. Twice in a row, Octavia misses. Swear down she has the worst dice
Stay
rolls.
behind me! Tear them apart!
Well, you're probably going to want to have run away at that stage. Oops. I accidentally looted the leather armor off that one. Love the way that it's like, yes, it's wearing leather armor that you too can wear. $96. What? There we go. Turns back into the diurnal marches. do believe that's pretty much the entirety of the Diurnal Marches explored, apart from that tiny little bit down there. So now when I go to the Kingdom view, and I go to the map, and I click on the Diurnal Marches, I still can't find a settlement. Only one settlement can be founded in this region. You've already founded the only available settlement in this region, which suggests that I've not yet done it with the Diurnal Marches. But how do I get it to allow me to do it? That's just something I'm missing. All right. I think I'm just about done with the stream for now. Let's rest up and then we'll leave it there for this session.
Once I return to Numeria, I don't know what I'll do there. Maybe I'll find my former owners and grind them to dust. Or maybe just walk the streets as a free person. I just need to get back and close that chapter of my life.
Alrighty then. Let's save it. Let's double check that that's saved. That was a little weird. 5 days, 22 hours and 20 minutes. That's how long I've been playing this game. I don't think I'll get it done under 6 hours. Under 6 days, sorry. Let's see if we can't do it under 7 days. I'm pretty sure that this is the single most longest game that I've ever played. But, oh well, it's all good fun. So yeah, so I will be back on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, today is Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday. That's the day of the week that I'm looking at. Thursday, and I'll be playing more Pathfinder Kingmaker. On Fridays, I will be streaming Hitman 3. This week, I believe, is a new elusive target, so be sure to tune in for some high-intensity stakes on that one. Saturdays, I'm streaming, or I'm joining MyCat_UK over on his channel. We played some Phasmophobia last Saturday. Yeah, a new elusive target this week, Jay, so you might want to tune in for that. Saturday was Phasmophobia. That was a lot of fun. Then on Mondays, I'll continue streaming my Cyberpunk 2077 until closer to the point where I start streaming over on Manapot for a actual play live stream Starfinder tabletop game. I do hope that some of you are interested in Pathfinder, Starfinder. Come join me over on that and meet the wonderful people over at Manapot Studios. We are going to find somebody to raid. I don't think I've got a Twitch tab open. I got like 70 tabs across the top of my screen. I don't think I've got a single Twitch one. Alright, Half Singer Games is streaming this week, so we shall be going over there. She's currently playing some Baldur's Gate 3. HGR Singer Games. And if nothing else, I hope to see you all on Thursday. And yep, that's it. Please join me in the raid. Say hi from me. Taddy bye.